A little more than 6 months ago I moved to Denmark, and since then I wanted to continue my hobby of paragliding. But since I'm not a visiting pilot anymore, I live in Denmark, I need to be registered in their system and have a checkout flight before I can roam on my own. And that's what we had lined up with my instructor. His name is Bo, and I've met him on one of the sand dunes in Denmark for my checkout flight. If he gives me the okay, I will be free to go. If not, who knows? We start with some ground handling session. I also wanted to get back into the rhythm, refresh my memory and see how rusty I am. Bo made me do some exercises where I had to touch down one of the wings, one of the wingtips on the ground and then go to the other side. It's a fun little exercise to see how well you're handling the wing. After that was good and he was satisfied with that. I walked up to about half of the hill and we did the soaring.
You want to fly here in Denmark. The biggest difference from flying from the mountains and stuff like that is that you fly in much more wind. Possibility of getting blown back or getting caught by high winds are bigger than normal or what you're used to. If you're coming from out of the country and haven't been flying here before at all and not have been rich flying, you need to really be careful about the higher wind. That's the biggest issue here. And then go check and ask the locals if it's allowed to fly where you want to fly and what restrictions there are. There are some local rules, especially some of the very populated popular places in Løkken. For example, there's a restriction you can't fly south of the start during the summer period.
And what skills are you looking for in a pilot when you're doing this kind of checkout on a foreign pilot?
You need to have a lot of experience on flying close to stuff and seeing what's happening on the water. Is only white tops on the water, or do you see lines coming in from the water? You learn how to see and read the water and land before you get caught by the high wind. You can get caught even in a 10 square meter wing.
Right. Yeah, I have experienced just now that the wind is quite stable, but the speed changes.
Yeah.
Significantly. So there's no small gusts, but instead there's like longer bursts of high wind.
Yeah, and that's due to the thermals leaving inland, pulling more of the cold wind from the sea. That's why we have those differences in the wind.
What are the ideal conditions for this type of flying?
It depends on what you really want. I would say 6 to 7 meters per second would be perfect. But if you want to fly the smaller wings and have fun on the dunes and a ridge like this, then up to 10 meters per second is very fun in the smaller canopies. I have a range of 16, 13 and 10 square meters. That is really fun to fly on these places.
10 square meters. That's a rocket.
That's a little rocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bo said he liked what he saw and he's going to approve me in the system. After that, it takes about a week until I get my papers, and then I will be able to explore the remaining sites in Denmark, and I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you for joining once again. My name is Gustav, this is Beyond Cloud Base, and I'll see you in the next one.